One of the defendants in the Barry and Sheena Johnson murder trial taking the stand. Police cracking down on illegal shops. And get ready for National Parks Day.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, one of the men accused of the murder of Barry and Sheena Johnson taking the witness stand today in the Supreme Court. During the afternoon session, attorney Carlton Sherlin called his client, Kevin Dames, to give evidence. Italia Hall was there.
Attorney Sherlin asked his client Kevin Dames if he agreed to rob and kill Barry and Sheena Johnson with anyone. Dames said no. Sherlin then asked him if he knows Alan Alsame and if he was in his company on September 12th. Dames said Alan called him and asked him if he could do him a favor. Dames said Alan wanted him to take him somewhere for some money, but Dames said he was eating and asked Alan to give him a minute. Attorney Sherlin then asked Dames for the location where he picked up Alan. He said he picked up Alan from his home and he directed him to Pinedale, where Alan got out of the car and met 3 other persons. Sherlin then asked Dames if he knew those persons. Dames replied that he did not. Dames then noted that he was then directed to an area in Deadman's Reef where he dropped all 3 of the men off and he went back home. Attorney Sherlin then asked Dames if he saw them or spoke to those persons on the phone afterwards. Dames said no. Attorney Sherlin then shifted to the interview conducted with Dames by Sergeant 772 Lorenzo Johnson. Dames telling the court that Sergeant 772 Johnson told him that he has nothing to fear because Johnson knew that he did not kill Barry and Sheena Johnson. He said Officer Johnson assured him that he would not be charged. Attorney Sherlin then asked Dames if he has ever been arrested or charged with a crime before. Dames said no. Sherlin then asked him how did he feel, and Dames said he was scared. Sherlin then asked Dames if he maintains that he had no knowledge that Barry and Sheena Johnson would meet their demise that night, and Dames agreed. Prosecutor Erica Kemp then conducted a cross-examination, asking Dames about the assurance he was given by Sergeant 772 Lorenzo Johnson. Dames telling the prosecutor that Sergeant Johnson told him that he would not get charged for the double murder and armed robbery. Prosecutor Kemp, in her response, told Dames that while Sergeant Johnson was on the stand for several days, he never once confronted him about that. Attorney Sherlin then made an objection, noting that Prosecutor Kemp was incorrect. He said Sergeant Johnson admitted that he packed up the files and took them to the AG's office, and she cannot distort evidence, adding that he blamed the AG's office for charging Kevin Dames. Things got heated between Attorney Sherlin, prosecutors Neil Brathwaite, and Erica Kemp. Justice Estelle Gray Evans intervened and asked the jury to be dismissed for a short period. Upon the jury's return, Prosecutor Kemp told Dames that Officer Johnson was never given any challenge while on the stand for assuring him that he would not be charged. But Dames maintained his innocence, telling Prosecutor Kemp that Sergeant 772 Lorenzo Johnson told him what to say in his statement, and that he never once saw the accused men with guns in the Nissan Maxima registered to Sabrina Roll that he picked them up in. Prosecutor Kemp telling Dames that he knew who the men were, he saw them with guns, and he knew what they were going to do, which was to get money, and that they had masks and were going to do something sinister, and that he would have gotten a piece of the money. Dames responded by saying, "No, ma'am." Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Police on Grand Bahama are cracking down on illegal shops. Officers shutting down 2 illegal operations this week. Tonight, they are advising business persons to operate the confines of the law. Italia Hall has that story.
Officer in charge of the Eastern Division, Chief Superintendent Wendell Smith, says the operation was conducted along with the Drug Enforcement Unit, the Central Detective Unit, and the Intelligence Section. He says the team were successful in removing items such as Black and Mild, snacks, cigar wraps, beers, liquor, cigarettes, backwood, other tobacco products, and much more. The items were found in 2 homes in the Hawksville community.
This is in contravention of the Business License Act. persons who would seek to engage in selling goods from their home without the prerequisite permission or license to do so.
He says there can be a hefty fine for those operating the illegal shops.
Fine can vary from $1,000 all the way up to $5,000 or custodial sentence, but certainly it is to the discretion of the magistrate to determine that.
He's asking members of the public to refrain from participating in the illegal activity.
Whether by intent or by ignorance, where they operate these business establishments from their home without having the prerequisite permission to do so, we will certainly go after them, be relentless in going after them. We're not only pursuing prolific offenders or traffic violators and stuff. This is a part of our mandate as well. And so we are appealing to members of the public. When you know these homes that are out of areas, from residential areas, to reach out to the police department. Police can't be everywhere. You know where these are taking place. Call the various police stations, speak with the commanders in charge.
Now, 2 persons were charged with this offense and are expected to be arraigned soon. And if you are wondering what happens to these items now that they are in police custody, well, Chief Superintendent Smith says it's all up to the courts. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Atalia Hall.
And tonight, as we go inside the force, we will take you on the high seas. In this report, we take a look at the role of the police marine unit in the fight against crime. The Marine Support Services Unit is responsible for policing any waterside incidents, such as the interdiction of illegal drugs, illegal currency, and illegal migrants. They also conduct search and rescue operations and dive operations. But did you know that officers of the Marine Unit are also trained to handle anti-terrorism operations? Officer in charge, Superintendent Doyle Burrows.
We have any explosive incident that's on water or on land. We deal with any chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear explosive operations. We take care of that. We have persons who are trained and ready for any incident such as that. So we cover a whole lot as it relates to anti-terrorism.
Sergeant Conrad Jennings Jr. has been a boat captain for the unit for the past 3 years. He notes that there are 2 classes of vessels that are used for various patrol operations.
Long range, that's what we use when we going from island to island, drug interdiction, smuggling, rescues. We use a long range vessel, and then we have a short range vessel which we use to patrol the coastal lines, the beaches during holidays, and to make sure that persons are safe on the beach. We patrol through the canals. Grand Bahamas is vast with canals, and so we patrol the canals on a daily basis to ensure that persons' illegal activities aren't being carried out within the canals.
Sergeant Bronson Knowles is a certified scuba instructor and a boat captain. He says that part of his responsibilities include training other officers for dive operations when necessary.
From the diving aspect, when we come to the scene, we go for rescues, and sometimes you're not there in time to actually save someone, and that's when it turns into a recovery. When you're trying to find someone's body, or you get to a scene and you have to search an area for someone, boat goes down, plane crashes, things of that nature. People try to discard weapons, guns, drugs. We also do the search and recovery for those items. Also, if you have boats that sink, we also go looking for those boats and assisted by other agencies to try and recover those vessels to get them to float back up.
Now, in order to carry out these various tasks on the waters of the northern Bahamas, the Marine unit must be fully equipped with state-of-the-art equipment.
We have 3 vessels that we use to assist us in water patrols or any other incident we have to take care of. We have HPB number 5, that is the Apostle. It's a brand new boat that has 4 engines. It's an interceptor. Also HPB number 1, that's a boat with 3 engines. And then we also have HPB number 2. It's a small boat, a Freeport skiff that was built here locally. It gives us shallow water capability, so we are able to go in really, really shallow waters with that craft.
There are currently 9 officers attached to the unit, but other trained officers can be called upon when necessary. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.